Hi, the global world. I think that's a statement many of you have had, the global village. Everybody talks about the global village, at least in the arena that I'm practicing in right now, my trade profession, the global village. Every discussion goes global village. And one day I'm sitting there and thinking, okay, this global village, what does it mean? And I get down to my usual village. And you see all these people, probably you know them all by name, and you know the rich guy in the village, you know the poor guy in the village, you know the preacher in the village, you know all the kinds of characters in the village. And I'm thinking, the global world, what is my role in the global village? In my village, I know what I can do. Because when they say, hey, run fetch the water, you know that one of the few people they're going to send is you, the young one out there. And you know, okay, part of my roles for the day is go fetch the water so that you can feed the animals and we have food and milk and all those kind of things. And that is probably a typical pure village setting. But now we're in a global village. But something different and unique about this global village is that it has diverse cultures. It has people with different thoughts, different attitudes, different beliefs. Has diversity. And that is the beautiful thing about God. Diversity. The world is so huge that you're not going to sit down and be able to know blah, blah, blah. And but even if you're trying to do that, you realize new innovations come up day in and day out. But something amazing about the global village is the diversity. But in this diversity and all that is coming up, the innovations, the way people are blessing to others, the new names that are popping out on probably the Forbes richest, the Forbes most influential, the top 100 influential. I ask myself, what is my role in the global village? And that's a question I want you to ask yourself as a Genesis 1:27-28 woman. What is your role in this global village? It's no longer about the fact that, hey, yes, I am African. Good, you are African. That is beautiful. It's an identity. It's not about I am Asian. True, you are Asian. That's good. It's an identity. But the question is, what is your role in humanity? Right now, probably one of the fights is on climate change. What is your role in climate change? As a Genesis 1:27-28 woman, what is your role in the global village? I am one person who believes that God does not make mistakes in putting people. The reason He puts you in this generation is that you have a role to play in this generation. And it's you to wake up and realize what this role is. The impact may not be as big as the Bill Gates, but you're able to impact whoever you can impact. You never know where your impact reaches. It may reach the borders of your country. It may spread beyond the borders of your country. But the question is, what is your role in the global village? My country is part of the Continental Free Trade Area. It's the biggest, the African, all over the 55 member states across. And all of us are eyeing a position of how do we make our countries influential in this African global village. Now you'll see how you're moving from the East African community, you're going into COMESA, you're going to tripartite, and you're going to continental free trade area. So how do you position yourself? How do you appreciate your role in such a diverse economy, such a diverse grouping of people? Now, I usually challenge myself. Over 7 billion people on the planet. People are dying, people are being born every day. But out of the 7 million people, what is your role as a Genesis 1:27-28 woman? Remember I said God does not make a mistake. If He did not expect you in this generation, He should have put you in the one of maybe the past generations. Or probably He'll say, no, I think this one, her gift would best be in 2090. But the fact that you are in this particular period of time, let's use 2023 as for now, you're in 2023. Ask yourself, why am I in 2023? God does not just put you here to come and fill the earth. He has put you here to be fruitful, to multiply, replenish. So what is that thing which you need to be fruitful in? What is that role you need to play in your economy? What is that role you need to play amongst the 7 billion people? It's not just about standing on the end of the line and then you say, hey, the front line is for the big boys and the big girls. Question is, how did the big boys and the big girls get to that part of the line? Now you're going to say, hey, they were born in rich families. Okay, what about those who are born from poor families, but they are blessed where they are blessed right now? Now, I would challenge people in my country. We have joined all these trade arenas, and one of the things is when you join all these trade arenas, you have opened up your borders, and so the competition comes in. Now, how have you positioned your business to be fruitful and take advantage of whatever opening has come up? Or are you the part who's going to keep saying, hey, we need government protection, we need government support? I know that will always be there, but how are you positioning your company as a single individual? How are you placing yourself to be a difference? I recently attended a leadership seminar by one pastor from Nigeria, and he made a statement that said, you gotta start. You gotta start being the influence. Sometimes you may not change it all, you may not change the system, you may not see the impact right there, but you have started. Now, some of the movements we see today, some of the continental free trade agreements we see today were not started by the people here today in the government positions. There were others who started the roles, but their influence has played a big role to where they are today. So, from the 7 billion people, I want to challenge you, gal. Where do you stand in those 7 billion people? When you raise up your hand in those 7 billion people, can you be seen? Whether in your village, whether in your household, whether in your church, whether in your country, can your hand at least be seen? If your hand cannot be seen, I just ask you, reach out and find out what you have that can be an influence. Find out something that you can add to this beautiful nation, to this beautiful global village. God does not make mistakes, and you are not a mistake being in this generation. Do not ever get convinced that your gift does not matter. Don't ever get convinced that your gift does not pay out. You just need to walk in there and see what comes out of it. Give him the commitment, give him the dedication. Go learn, what does it take? What has it taken the people who can raise up their hands in the 7 billion people and be seen? What has it taken those whose voices can come out and be seen? What did it take the men and the women in the Bible for their voices to be raised up and they could be seen? No matter where they were, no matter how poor they were, no matter how small they were, no matter where they came from, the villages that were despised, the nations that were despised, but they came out and raising their hands among us, probably 7 billion people by that time, they made a difference. So, gal, I want to challenge you today from among us the over 7 billion people. When you raise your hand, can it be seen? Get down to Uganda. Among us the over 45 or 42 or 45 million people. When you raise up your hand, can it be seen? When we go into East Africa, COMESA, and we talk of 300 million people, we talk of 500 million people, the 1.2 billion people, when you raise up your hand, can you be seen? Do not get lost in the backyard, because the gift God has put in you is not meant to be hidden. Remember the story of the talents? The man who went and hid his talent, oh, what was said of him? Get away from me, you unfaithful servant. God, I don't want you to get to a point where you have to stand before your maker and he says, get away from me, you unfaithful servant. Yet there is something within you that can come out and be a blessing to the generation that we're in, to the global village. God bless you. Till next time, that's the challenge I leave with you. Where are you in the over 7 billion people across the world, or the 45 million Ugandans? Among us, the 7 billion people, I just want to remind us, position for him. At least I know in my 7 billion people, I have written a book and I know it's going to inspire someone. So once again, I ask you, very soon the book Position for Him is soon going to be in our stores. Position for Him is an interesting book. It has taken me time in the kitchen of my life, and I know you will be blessed. It will be a blessing to you, and you will be blessed. It's soon going to be on the internet. It's gonna be, the bookshelves on the net is going to be in our physical stores, gal. Your life will not remain the same again. Get a copy for yourself, get a copy for your wife, get a gift for somebody, and trust me, the presence and the power of God in this book is gonna be the life changer that you need in your life. God bless you. Take care. Till next time.